Previously on Loresploring. Noble King Ith and Talacian were slain at the hands of the Tuatha in merciless fashion. Heraklios and Lugaid, now heir apparent to the throne, made their escape back to Ireland, while myself, Nejeda, and Amergan entered the cave to the Morian Otherworld. Injured, but not quite dead, I awoke to Nejeda and Barath, a Morian scholar, plotting our next course of action. Nejeda informs us that the timeline isn't as it should be, and she can no longer see my past or my future. It's decided we should seek out Amergan in the Fomorian underworld. It's there we meet Delba, daughter of the Fomorian king, who says Amergan has gone to her father. She joins the party, and we set out. Will we find friend or foe in the Fomorian king? And what's happened to the timeline? Let's go Loresploring. King Xerios proves to be an insightful, if somewhat frustrated ruler.
I will not permit you to do this any longer. I am tortured enough without your insolence.
Well, if you insist on being that way, I'll have to cause you pain without asking next time.
Silence, you worm!
Look, not all druids can turn into animals. And if I did...
Seriously, Amergan, what are you doing?
Perfect. My other favorite person in the world.
I better be. Look.
You did it. You did it.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Or me?
Barath, how excellent to see you. It's been far too long.
Sarcasm.
Stop ignoring me! I will use your bones as toothpicks!
Hey, Dad! Look! Tourists!
Oh, those aren't tourists, Delba. That's the seer.
But she's not alone. This one here. Maybe they actually care about the plight of the Fomorians?
Do you want to know more about us?
We learn that he provides for his people in unique ways. And by the way, I might be the Waylanders, so just saying, be nice to me. Why were you banished here?
The Tuatha decided they had enough of my people. They slaughtered most of us and sent the rest of us to the underworld to writhe in pain and agony for the rest of our days. The Tuatha have always been evil. You're but the most recent to taste their wrath.
If it's so bad here, why not leave?
It was the Tuatha who put us here in the first place. You've seen their fury. Would you invite it in? I thought not.
I guess not. I don't think he can leave anyway. He seems a little large for the outer world. Are you really a cannibal?
Me? Rarely. I mostly allow my children and subjects to eat me. I regenerate faster than most, so I'm able to help the others subsist.
He's very altruistic.
I wish I could die.
Does that include your own daughter? Does your daughter take little bites of you on occasion? Because, I mean, cannibalism is one thing, but incestuous cannibalism? I don't know about that. Was it your magic that corrupted the Tuatha?
No, that had nothing to do with us. The Tuatha slaughtered all full-blooded Fomorians with magical abilities when they banished us here. Only half-bloods can wield magic now. Whatever you saw may have harnessed old curses left in our lands, but none of my people controlled it. That being said, it is not our magic, nor does it belong to the Tuatha. Magic knows no master. It is a conduit to a realm of wild and unstable energies. If anything, we are slaves to it.
All right. That's very insightful. That's all I wanted to know.
Good. My turn.
He also perceives
Even
the timeline
Shakti,
disruption
even
and
blinded,
our identity.
I am one of the most powerful creatures on Earth. I sensed what the Tuatha said to you. What they did. Yours will be a life of power, I think. A few moments of helplessness will not hurt you. Interesting. You are detached from the timeline. They called you Mile Spain.
They did.
A name that does not belong to you. Now bound to you in chains. O mortal. Your destiny was stolen from you. In every way that matters. You died on that beach. You told them you were free? No. They are a slave. A hammer that will shatter history, wielded by an unseen hand.
Enough!
Powerful as Everseer. And yet, when it comes to the Millispain, you are as blind as me.
She is.
You may go, if you keep me informed of developments in the situation. I will agree to the Druid's terms, and allow you to use the gateway from my realm back to his home.
Okay, so that's what he was doing.
What?
Is that how you travel down here so quickly?
I thought you knew my house was just above his head.
You've been torturing the poor man.
He's not a man, he's a Fomorian.
This is why I hate druids.
Do we have a deal?
Fine.
A deal is
Oh,
struck,
and one
and
more
King Xerios will
You
allow us
must
to
take my
proceed.
daughter Delba
But
with
Delba
you to
must
the
accompany
surface.
us.
Holy shit! Yes!
Now, leave my sight!
Nice abs.
And in the end, it all came down to information. What did I tell you, Am?
Today can go die in a fire.
Speaking of fire, how's that surface world of yours doing?
We ascend to the surface to learn much has
Oh,
changed,
everything is
and
terrible.
not for the better.
Corruption has spread across multiple species now, and rumors are spreading that some humans have fallen into its grasp.
It seems that Urko and his pervasive aura of impending doom are to be permanent fixtures in this land. Lovely.
And on top of everything else, by the time Prince Lugade returned, someone else had already claimed the throne.
What?
Who?
Tarlok.
Oh, fuck.
He had been one of King Ith's advisors, until he was unceremoniously fired for being a massive twat.
That's saying something.
It really is. Is Lugade not king?
No. Those still here in Calthea assumed that Ireland was a total loss and chose Tarlok before Lugade returned. Queen Ascota has been beside herself. She fled to the forests. Lugade's supporters have an encampment there now.
I suppose it's damage control on the surface then.
If I help you, do you think more people will start to like the Fomorians?
It's quite likely that most people will run from you in terror.
That's okay, I'm used to it. The single eye thing freaks people out.
I do not understand how I got roped into this.
Too bad, Berry darling. It's surface time. Come, Torchbearer. We have a world to save.
That is a lot of exposition in a very short period of time. But a lot's changed. Wow, a lot has happened in our brief time in the other world. Got some work to do.
Welcome home, my friend. Is the surface world the paradise you've been dreaming about?
I haven't been above in... It has to be almost a century now. It's colder than I remembered.
That tower has been lighting the way for as long as anyone can remember. Your father, Delba, his throne is located directly underneath, connecting our two worlds, illuminating the way home.
That's pretty cool.
Poetic
That's
way
pretty
to
cool.
describe imprisoning someone against their will.
Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
I'm aware.
Have the funerals been held already?
There were none.
But the king?
There were none.
You're rather quiet, Barath.
It's a disgrace.
I'm often quiet.
Not like this.
Leave him alone, Nazeja.
Being here isn't...
Thank you for coming with us, Barath.
Someone has to keep you two from killing each other.
I could.
By killing them both.
And then eating them.
Obviously.
The fire's in the woods. Is there a new settlement there?
Not exactly.
You cryptic bastard, answer the question.
Do you see the lights of the palace atop the hill? The lights of the city?
I do not.
Much has changed this past month, Nazeja.
That sounds positive and not at all ominous.
All right, our quest begins. Bad omens abound, and the party fears what it will find. Yet, as good heroes do, we set off down the path in search of answers. All right, come on, you guys. Let's hit the road here. What do you think?
Those were definitely not here the last time I was on the surface.
No, those were new. Completely new. They're like nothing I've ever seen before, anywhere in time. Except...
We come upon our first sight of corrupted soldiers, whom Najeda cryptically alludes to some previous knowledge of. Usurper soldier, corrupted.
Amajin. The look in their eyes. It was like...
Inisfail. I know.
You don't think...
We overcome them, but we're reminded of our battle at Innisfail. So it wasn't just the Tuatha.
Apparently not.
This is a nightmare.
Why aren't we affected?
Good question. Any insights, Seer?
My best guess is that the underworld guarded us from this... corruption. Yet, I admit that's only a guess, darlings. I'm not certain.
It seems to be magic, but its power is beyond anything I have studied. And I have read every book in the Druids' College at least once.
Well, you both need to go back to class.
I generally find that deeply insulting. But alas, we're all out of our depth.
Is everyone corrupted?
The situation does not seem promising.
There were controlled fires burning in the woods. Someone at least moderately capable of cognition must have lit them.
You know, I'm not normally pessimistic, but I do not find forces of nature like fires to be a calming fact right now.
Ah yes, ever the optimist. That's why you want to control all the elements yourself.
I have no interest in arguing the politics of magic theory with you.
Your very existence as a druid is inherently political.
Stop. Both of you.
Fine. We shall put that discussion on hold until we find at least a few other survivors.
Yeah, I think so. Let's never go back to that discussion because that seemed pathetic. Why is this happening?
Magic works in mysterious ways. There are flows of time that no mortal or immortal was meant to ever understand, let alone tamper with.
You believe someone tampered with it?
It's difficult for me to accept this could have happened any other way.
I agree. I mean, it's got to be somebody who's pulling the strings here, right? Like, this isn't just a random thing.
When we visited the Tuatha De Danann, something broke. Not just you. You know that you've been untethered from time. But the entire flow of eternity has shifted, like a river diverted.
The magic I draw upon from my spells feels different.
You are pulling from a stream that was never meant to exist, full of stones and roots instead of a soft bed.
The pieces begin to take shape in the greater picture. I like there's a lot going on. There's definitely some deeper truths to discover, and I can appreciate that.
Unhand me, you Cretans, or be prepared for an unfair fight.
Soon, we catch up with Heraklios, who's living his best
Come
life.
join me in my glory.
You got him. On my way.
You're alive! And you seem...
He seems normal.
Normal might be a strong word.
Haha, true. I'm better than normal. I feel amazing. Ever since I returned from Ireland, there have been so many of these assholes ready for me to fight. It's been my dream come true.
I like this guy.
Who else survived?
A full boat of us, led by Prince Lugade. He was badly injured, but he led us through the crisis like a true king. I think he aged a decade that morning.
About time.
Get back to me about how you feel when you lose your title, your father, and just about everyone else you've ever known in one day.
I never knew my parents.
Stop squabbling like children! Heraklios, where is everyone?
Scattered. The Queen and Prince have been overthrown by one of King Ith's minor advisors, Tarlok.
That opportunistic piece of shit.
I remain loyal to the royal family. They're hiding in the woods along the coastline.
The fires.
Yes, Tarlok, the usurper, is scheduled to give a speech at the palace at dawn. They sent me to observe.
Then we're coming with you.
All right, so the king is been ousted by a minor lord. Now that's who's camped out in the woods. The fires we've seen are the king and the resistance, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. We got to get to them first.
We have so many questions for you.
Do have so many questions. Who is Tarlok?
An asshole?
I've disliked the man since I met him about 5 years ago. Narcissistic, cunning, well-liked, and not particularly intelligent. A dangerous combination. He helped run King Ith's court as an advisor, often communicating the king's intentions to the people.
Sounds like he thought of himself as the acting king, perhaps. Why did you stay loyal to the prince?
Lugade is young and has a lot of learning to do. But he reminds me of myself at his age. I truly believe he could become a great ruler in time, if he's allowed to do so. His mother, Queen Escota, is a great politician. Plus, she's gorgeous, and now single.
Do you have any respect?
What? It's true!
Maybe I don't like this guy.
Yeah. Me and Delva are on the same wavelength. I thought I liked him, but it's up and down with Herakleos. He's boisterous and bold, and then he's humble and moral, and now he's shallow and stupid. I don't know. Time will tell. How many people are corrupted?
Not enough for me to work up a sweat.
They're people, Herakleos, not animals. They have loved ones.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
How many?
About half the population.
I thought you had some moral center. Have you recovered from Ireland?
I've been a mercenary for over a decade, and I've never seen a battle like that. We were thoroughly outmatched. It hurt my pride.
You poor thing. You gonna be okay?
I wonder if my father heard us thumping around up here.
I would assume that he's a bit distracted by all your siblings nibbling on his limbs.
Good point!
What the fuck?
My father regenerates, so he lets us eat him for breakfast.
He has the bravery of Zeus.
Wow. That's your take?
Maybe convincing the humans that Fomorians should be allowed on the surface won't be as impossible as I thought.
Don't tell them that story. It will be impossible.
We must go to the palace.
We learn a little bit about what happened while we were in the other world, and set out to observe the usurper King Tarlok's speech. To nobody's surprise, Tarlok turns out to be the cretin we've been told of.
My people! My friends!
This guy's got some hairy armpits.
Today marks the beginning of a new age. A new age of independence, of glory, of freedom. I know you are all excited. I am excited too. This is what we have deserved for generations. A nation of Celts, ruled by the Celts, for the Celts. Under my rule, you will be my priority. All others will be secondary. No more monsters. No more beasts. No more foreigners. And no more foreign queens. Did you really want a son of Egypt to sit on the throne? No. You need a Celt. That is why, from today, we begin a new dynasty, continued by my daughter, the Princess Tiana.
She doesn't seem very happy about that.
Your king is dead. Long live the king! Silence! It appears that our festivities have attracted some unwelcome guests.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Please.
Father, you agreed that once you were king, you would not use any magic.
It worked, did it not?
That man is dead!
And the crowd is alive.
I cannot allow you to do this.
I don't need your permission, child.
Then you have lost my support.
You're giving up your chance to be a queen.
Do not be so certain. Come, Brig. We're done here.
Oh, Tiana, I like her. She's not taking any guff.
Do you see what these outsiders make us do? They turn us against each other. Father against daughter. Druid against druid. We shall not let it stand. Destroy them.
Oh, God.
That bastard! The crowd is gonna kill us. Imogen, get everyone out of here.
What?
When the crowd turns against us, we protect Amergen, just long enough to make our escape.
Get ready! We're leaving!
I'm ready. Amergen teleports us back to where we started, and the decision is made to assist Lugade in his cause against the false king. Good job, Amergen.
Someone should tell Prince Lugade what Tarlok did.
I'll go with you. We need allies, even ones like him. Nazeja, where are you going?
Home.
You must be joking.
Annoyingly, Tarlok's daughter Tiana was right. Magic is corrupted. None of us should be using it on the surface.
That won't stop me.
Then be careful. But don't come running to me when hubris bites you in the ass.
I'm confused. Why is she going home? We should return to Ireland, fight the Tuatha on their own land. Or the civil war in Colchia is more important. Seems like a decision matrix point. Do we stay here and fight the civil war, or do we turn to Ireland to fight the Tuatha? We need to help King Lugade. Like, we need to help Lugade.
I agree. Plus, it's harder to punch gods. They're wily.
Either way, darlings, we need to ally every race and hillfort against a common foe.
Only King Ith could have done that.
Agreed. And he will.
What?
Behold, the Miller Spanier, the immortal killer of gods, the blade of vengeance.
Everyone loved King Ith. If we paint you as our best chance against the gods that murdered him, this might work.
I don't understand what's happening, but I love it.
Right then. We need to get your name out there and spread the word across Caltia. But how?
With a symbol of hope, of course.
And as the Waylander, it seems only fitting that I am the one to rally the people.